I'm doing some fun stuff in other platforms too.
Okay. Well,
So,
let's start the podcast and everybody, Mert is an amazing coder. Mert is like smarter than 99% of the people I know in this industry. Mert, tell me what the fun projects you're doing and what platforms you're working in.
I mean, we always love real goods and all that stuff. No problem. I mean, we still do crazy stuff on real goods too, but just like we do, like we do similar builds. But right now we're working on a few other platforms. Like we are working on Sierra and we're working on multiple languages, like to actually build pages for Spanish, Italian, German, Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, like the Sierra supports 10 languages, and they didn't do it for PPC or SEO, but we added some code to function it for SEO and PPC at the same time. And my num
So what I have, I'll have to
Hold on
look at
just a
what you.
second. Roseanne, I muted you. Go ahead.
and then besides the other part was one thing I would love Real to have is a keyword filter for property remarks.
Okay.
And other platforms like Sierra or Agent Loft, or actually Sierra mainly right now. Lofty has it too, but Lofty. The Sierra has like a IntelliSearch now, and we're building keyword searches for like extremely long tail stuff. Like I don't know if you ever like did a search on Zillow. If you ever do like a search for like hardwood floors, I don't know, Seattle or something. Zillow has these pages as like long tail filters, like property feature filters, or homes near certain, like even for the local areas. You can actually do. They have very specialized searches based on what people search
Mm-hmm.
on Google and on Zillow, and they create these dynamic pages. So I said to myself, why can't I just duplicate those and use the property features um, on the keyword search filter. And so I started building these pages with no navigation on them, there's no sidebars, and linked to these pages from property detail pages using the plugin. So let's say I built a page for horse property. If the page is seen by on the property detail page, the remarks, if it says like barn or paddock or horse, it will link back to that page. So like we built all these long tail pages without including them in any sidebars except for links from property detail pages. And it runs perfectly
Interesting.
fine and actually runs great for PPC too for long tail keywords, but like very low cost per click. So it works both ways. So I'm all
Interesting.
about long tail now, just like you. You know, how Bob, you
Always have
praise
been.
long
Always have
tail.
been. Yeah. That's where the money is.
That's where the money is. So I'm actually trying to squeeze more out of the long tail as much as possible, both for SEO and PPC at that point. Like, how can I do more? That's not even stuff that's not even the MLS filter. I even
Right.
trained AI to extract all the data from Zillow and Realtor.com to pull all that long tail data so I can actually build pages around it. So it's
Oh,
like,
nice.
so the whole point is like everybody else has done the research, just utilize the research and build the pages automatically is how I'm going at this point. That's the exciting
Excellent.
stuff. Sorry. I'm
No,
trying to
that's
go.
okay. For those who've just joined us, Mert and I met at through Real Geeks. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? Is it Mike or Michael?
Michael.
Michael, how you doing? So,
Um,
yeah, we met through Real Geeks, and um, he is 10 times, 100 times smarter than anybody else I know at the coding. So I just listen and sit down and write some notes and try to figure out what he's saying because he's amazing at it. So thank you, Mert, for
Michael,
sharing your information.
Michael, I was just telling them the one thing I asked from Real Geeks, keyword filter. Give us a keyword filter pro property remarks. Like we do amazing stuff for with other platforms that have that keyword filter. I would love to do that in Real Geeks. Real Geeks is so much easier to do and better to do it with. I would love to do it in Real Geeks. It's just Real Geeks doesn't have a keyword filter. I mean, I have a client, Andy Benjamin, who gets like a 400, 800 plus, 800 leads right now, both from SEO and PPC. And the guy, I actually told him, hey, like he uses Real Scout now for property updates instead of Real Geeks. He uses Real Geeks to capture the lead, sends it to FOB, and the keyword becomes a tag. By we add the here's a tip for you guys. In Real Geeks, there's a concept called RG underscore source, which is meant to be used for source of the lead. Well, we utilize that because RG source integrates with FOB as a tag. So you can actually push the RG, whatever the variable you put in the RG source as a tab to FOB. So as a tag, I'm sorry, tag as a FOB. And so the idea is you can put a keyword in there, and the keyword becomes the tag on follow-up boss. Instead of saying source, like I can say like CPC dash horse property, Phoenix, and that becomes the keyword that is a tag. And with that tag, sadly, we have to send it to Real Scout now because we have certain things we can't do, like certain keywords like this that I've just mentioned to you about, like the long tail stuff we can't do. Real Scout has a keyword filter and Real Geeks doesn't, so you can't utilize Real Geeks for sending those very specialized keywords on that part. So Real Geeks is the best for lead capture, but not the follow-up afterwards because of that lack of the filters that we have. And yeah, so that's the whole idea. But right now we're doing other stuff with Real Geeks too. Same with Real Scout and other guys. Like we built a little bot that actually sends home valuations. Like we actually capture the buyer's home address, and we built a bot that actually, if we know that they're a homeowner, we automatically send them a marker report and a home valuation report to the home address's address and the zip code. So we try to have multiple touch points with, turn a buyer into a seller at the same time too. So it's kind of crazy.
That's really
Like
cool.
you can do a lot with automation and coding than manually at this point. Sorry, I just thought blah
Okay.
blah blah.
That's okay. This didn't start out as a grocery list for Real Geeks, but Michael, thank you for being here.
Thank
Take
you, Michael.
notes.
Sorry, I just dumped it on you.
And I see Jed is here as well. So let's throw it open to the floor. Who's got some this is a workshop. This is not necessarily a lecture, although one of us or the other will tend to go off and have some really great ideas. Who's got some marketing questions this week? If not, I've got a couple of search issues that we can talk about. And I know some of my folks are on here. Don't be shy. Tyler, don't make me call you out here. Who's got Robert? What do we got that we can work on for marketing ideas? Roseanne, I see you there too.
I'm
If not,
admittedly here to just listen and learn.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Krithi.
So don't call on
So,
me.
oh, I'm going to call on you now for everything. Let's talk about AI snippets and AI searches. Who would be a volunteer for me and share their screen? I think Real Estate Rob could do that.
Oh man, alrighty.
So who's heard of AI? Everybody. Let's talk about how we get listed in our AI snippet, how we need to update our bio everywhere, including our website, Real Geeks or whatever brand, Real Geeks, and then being sure that that's picked up by every site possible. And I found a few sites that have my information that I don't know how they got it and how to control it. So if you would just go to a Google search and type your name realtor.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are you searching Bing or are you searching Google? Because you're on Bing right now, it looks like.
Okay, Google.
Google.com. We'll come back to Bing, but it's only about what 10% of the play right now, I believe, guys. Michael Mert.
Yes, but it's the gold, Bob. It has all the 55 plus people.
Yeah, well, shush, I've been there. Okay, so click on AI mode. Now this is what AI snippets are picking up from. And what's interesting is it's going to write that nice thing about you. What I'm interested in is on the right-hand side where it says 7 sites. I've been walking all my people, click on show more, please. I've been walking all my people through what I call the hello, my name is script. Getting your bio written and getting everything, all the 10 questions and having Claude write this amazing bio. That bio needs to go to all these websites. We need to find access to all the places that it could go and then put our bio there and be talked about. Okay? We need to be sure that we're controlling the narrative. Now, when you talk to an AI, some people will tell you the AI learns from you. Some people will say the AI only goes and grabs new stuff. I don't think Google and Anthropic are telling us the whole truth, so I believe both of those ideas. But if we cover what we put in and what it can find, we've got it no matter which way it goes. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So beyond this, let's go back to the all tab instead of AI mode. Let's go to all. Let's start scrolling down through here. Where is this finding you? It's got realtor.com as the first one. Bay Vancouver Real Estate is the second one. Zillow, homes.com, Instagram, Yelp, Realtor again, LinkedIn, realestaterob.house, that's your site, that's your Real Geeks. Fast Expert, these are sites that we need to go out and be sure that it has our current information as well. This is absolutely vital that we do this because when it's pulling those snippets, we need to be sure that it's getting consistent information from all. And you can go 2 or 3 pages deep in your search. Every one of you should be searching this. Leslie and I have been talking about this forever. We need to be searchable. Okay. So there's a Facebook, there's a MapQuest. Good luck getting back into your MapQuest account. That's like finding your AOL.
I just Googled mine and I have a MapQuest. I don't recall ever using MapQuest.
I don't either. I had to go back and reactivate an old email address to get into my Yelp account. These older sites, they're legacy sites, and they're not ones we really think of anymore, but they have data about us. There's one site that's spelled where, W-H-E-R-E-E. W-H-E-R-E-E. I don't know. I've never heard of this site in my life. Don't go there. I'm still on this. Don't go there. Don't go there. I can't find how to get in and update my profile. I think it's actually scraping from other places. And I'd be happy if Jed or Michael knew anything about those sites where we can go in and update those because they're actually reporting to the AI filters. So do the next one. Click on images. Rob, I'm scared for you.
I
Scared for
know.
you. Okay, so, and we're not going to scroll down further. We're just going to stay here. Okay, so there's your very professional looking one. You'll notice on the far right side, Real Estate Rob has his icon is the T-Rex.
Yep,
He
Rex,
dresses up
Robbie
as
Rex.
Robbie Rex. So you'll see that those are accurate for you. And then he's done some AI versions of himself there. This sort of thing is what we want to find. Now, I was helping a real estate agent yesterday, and we found that her biggest competition shows up in the image search when they search her.
Oh,
And she was furious about it. So we got to go find out how the other agent got the tag to get her image to show up when the competition is in there.
By the way, I'm
We have to
excellent at this with multiple pictures. So when you search for me and you go to images, you get tons of pictures of me and my dog. Like,
Yeah.
and every sold listing I ever had. Like it puts everything out there.
Yeah, if you did Leslie Wilson Realtor, Texas Realtor, because there's Leslie Wilson is the name that's out there.
Houston
If you were
Realtor.
Houston Realtor, excuse me, then you're going to get a lot of his pictures. That sort of thing is where you can dominate because people do image searches. Now let's go to news and see if you show up in any news reports. Wah, wah. Okay, you need to go to a company called Haro, Help a Reporter Out.
okay.
Help a Reporter Out. The other one is called Quoted. And this is where reporters will put out a call and say, I need an expert in real estate in this city who can answer a question or two for a news story. And what they'll do is they'll quote Roseanne in this city and put the link to her site.
Helpareporterout.com.
Yeah, Help a Reporter Out. It's called Haro, helpareporterout.com. The other one is Quoted. I don't think Quoted, I love y'all. If you're watching this podcast, Quoted, I just don't think does as good of a job as Help a
Okay.
Reporter Out. And so that's one way to get mentioned in the press. And by the way, those press articles are written on websites that have very high domain authority. So I got into a PBS article, and I can tell you that some reporters borrow from each other. We'll just say that. So when I got written up in Austin, the Denver PBS and the other PBSs all started echoing the story. So my website ricocheted across several different websites, all of which had high domain authority, which gave me great backlinks. So get in the press for good things. Don't get in the press for bad things. There's enough bad things in the world right now. Don't get in the press for bad things.
Hey,
But get in the press if you can, because their
all right.
domain authority will help your site. Okay. Now, let's go to videos. Okay, so these should be videos that you are featured in.
Okay,
And if
I'm
they're
only
not,
seeing
we need to
one,
go. I'm
two.
sorry.
I'm only seeing two.
Okay, that means we're not doing enough video and we should be flooding this.
Okay.
I don't know who your coach is, but he's probably telling you to make more videos, Rob.
I've been pumping out videos, pumping out the
I know.
shorts.
Are you putting your name in it?
Yeah. I
Okay.
should be.
We need to figure out if you're doing short videos rather than long, that could be an issue. Maybe we look at that.
Well,
Let's go.
my shorts, so like YouTube, like the regular ones, they're not getting a lot of views. The shorts do, but on Facebook, they're freaking like 2,600, 1,000.
Okay. Let's go
So
back to the search then. Let's go to the next part of the search, which is short videos. This is a new part of Google search.
yeah, nope.
So somewhere or the other, we need to start figuring out how to get you seen here more because other people are getting in the way of your search.
Well, what is it that he's doing incorrectly here?
Yeah.
Because in theory, if we're Googling Robert Realtor Morton, sorry if
Well,
I'm
is the
Yeah,
channel
Morton.
Robert or
then
Rob?
Robert, real
Is it
estate
Real Estate
Rob,
Rob?
real estate Rob.
Type in Real Estate Rob and see what comes up for short video. Maybe we're not putting the full name in everything. Maybe we are. Don't know. And when you ask what are we doing wrong, we don't own Google. That's what we're doing wrong. If we own Google, we could straighten this all out.
Okay, there is a couple. Yeah, there's two. Groundhog's Day and the other Robbie
Jurassic
Rap.
Park one,
Yeah, the Jurassic Park one.
and then
But that's
still not
it.
getting the rest of.
Nope.
Hey, Jed, could you call Google on your special red hotline and tell them to get this straightened up for us, please?
Because
Yeah, thank you.
when I write a description, I'll have ChatGPT write a description and I'll be like, hey, pack this thing full of SEOs, GEOs, and AEOs for real estate in Clark County. And I've noticed a huge uptick, like on my Facebook ones, I went from like 200 views up to like, 600, 900, another one that I just did a couple of days ago was almost 2,000. Once I started, having Google write the description for me, or
Gotcha.
ChatGPT write the description.
So I'm not sure you're doing anything wrong per se. I'm just thinking the algorithm's missing it somehow. Do you have these linked on your website yet? We need to probably link those on your Real Geek site. We need to have a link to your videos on YouTube so that
I
as it crawls that site and looks at your sitemap, it may pull these up.
How do I do that?
Simple
We
SEO
can do
though.
that in our next tech hour. We can put a link on your sidebar. That, by the way, if anybody's watching, I love this was a discussion in the Real Geeks page. I love the Anna template because it has a sidebar we can plant a lot of stuff on. You can put those links in your sidebar. And frankly, any of y'all who have tech hours with me, remind me and we'll do this and put that on there so that it can go to your to your videos and find your short videos and the long form videos. Are you putting your
Simple
videos
SEO
in
though.
playlists?
What's
But
that?
it's simple SEO also, guys. Like title of the Instagram, title of the YouTube doesn't have your name on it. It has Rob. It doesn't have Real Estate Rob, or it doesn't have Robert Morton, or it doesn't have the word Morton, period,
Okay.
in any
Yeah,
of the
let's go back and
titles of
check
the
your
page.
YouTube channel.
It needs to be your name and what you do and where you're at.
So Real Estate Rob is your channel.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I had ChatGPT write the title, first time home buying, first time home buying, 0% down. Yeah, explained.
But it doesn't mention you specifically. So
but
maybe
his
one of your
channel's
hashtags need to
name
be
is him, so it shouldn't matter.
channel name is Real Estate Rob, not his
Yeah.
name.
Yep. Yep, real estate Rob.
So we need to go in and Mert is right. We need to be sure that your name is there as well as your moniker and your handle so that it matches both ways.
Alrighty, I will
Now I have a Bob McCraney is a fairly uncommon name. Kyler Klingberg is an uncommon name. Leslie Wilson is a very common name. Then you got to be consistent with how you name people so that you have Leslie's gone to Leslie Dawn Wilson because that makes it more unique. So your name is fairly unique. You need to
yeah.
maybe go to your dashboard here and update the home page. Maybe that would help you. But each of your videos should mention you by name as well as Real Estate Rob.
The
So I can go
description
back through and
also.
rename those, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
YouTube is an appreciating site.
Or
Alrighty.
at the very least, put it in the description, Robert. Like
Okay.
put your full name in the description somewhere at least, or even a tag. You can even put in tag, description. Like you can put in multiple places on the page. It doesn't just necessarily have to be title too. If you
Okay.
if you tap in the title, put it in description, make it a tag. Like make sure it's mentioned on the page multiple times at least.
Okay. Thank
Now,
you.
in your description, in your YouTube description, take that really nice bio. You can have Claude write it in different sizes. Like it needs to go in your LinkedIn, your YouTube. Everything has to have that bio about how great you are at real
Yeah.
estate that we're writing together through the "Hello, my name is" script.
Okay.
Okay. So these are great opportunities here. Let's go back to your search one more time, and I'll leave you alone after that. I think we covered all parts of it,
On
didn't we?
Oh no,
Instagram, put it
I
on
love it. It's
hashtag.
all good.
Make a hashtag too, Rob, on your Instagram.
Instagram.
Instagram hashtag, like put in a hashtag for Robert Morton. Like
Okay.
make a hashtag out of it.
And that's for Instagram.
Yeah. Are you
Alrighty.
TikToking?
No.
I'm not TikToking either, and I know that TikTok's had some algorithmic issues since they have new ownership. Um, so that's kind of interesting to me. Okay. Anybody else want to go through this exercise?
Hmm.
Anybody else brave enough? Roseanne? Anybody?
So I actually did it with while you guys were doing it.
Okay. What'd you find?
So I would like to know why, when I was with EXP, that website is still up. Like I haven't been,
So show your screen. Let's see what we got, babe.
so let me go back.
And I will remind everybody that part of the code of ethics is that using, inappropriate keywords is a code of ethics violation. So if they're still using a website that has your name, you might
Yeah,
remind them that that's a code of ethics violation.
you need to.
And then what would happen when people go to that website, when they search for your name, they click on contact me. Who gets that? The
Right.
broker. Yeah. And they'll farm it out
Yeah.
to somebody else.
So where's
And
my,
this is
where the heck's the share thing on here? I don't see
green
it.
button between all of our faces here says share screen.
Usually at the bottom.
I know. I don't know why I
If
don't.
you don't see it, you need to make your window bigger.
Oh, I know. That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Half of our podcast is explaining how to use Zoom. That's half of what we do here. So yeah, go to your Google Chrome browser, please. I
Mhm.
know there are other browsers in the world, but I use Google Chrome the most. And let's go back and search you. Let's see how we did.
And I had to put the Hearn group. If I put Roseanne Hearn, it doesn't, but if I go,
It didn't find you, Roseanne Hearn Realtor.
it does, but there's more. There's more on, so here's the AI version.
So what we may have a situation is we may need to go in and look at the things that show up under Roseanne Hearn and be sure that the Hearn group refers to you as well as both names, under your name and the Hearn group together, so that you show up in both places. So let's don't switch yet. Let's go back to AI mode, please. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
was talking and I didn't pay attention. What's showing? You have 19 sites. Let's look at that. Zillow. Okay. Zillow, Hearn Group, keep going down slowly,
That
please.
Compass is not me. This is not me.
Okay.
That's not me. That's not,
That doesn't look like you at all, no.
no, that's not
Um,
me. That is.
So if you click on those may be older and they may have already taken out your information there.
Well,
You
here's
can,
look at, so here's this is EXP Realty and it's updated February 26th. That I haven't been with them for 3 years.
Click it and see
click
what
on
it
the
says.
link.
That's a Yelp.
Do you have a Yelp account where you could get them to take that down?
I guess I have a Yelp account. I don't know. I haven't been on that in forever.
Is that your phone number
Okay.
there?
Where's the, yes. No, that's not my phone number.
Huh.
Gasp. Yes.
No.
You can suggest to edit right now.
Powered
Is
by
that at
Homelight.
least going to
Okay,
one of your teammates?
I would try to log into Yelp before I suggest an edit just to take it back over.
everybody hold up. Everybody hold up. You see where it says powered by Homelight? Homelight's feeding them and giving them information that may not be accurate. Love my friends at Homelight. Just double check this.
Okay,
Right there.
where does it say
Go
powered by?
down a little bit go down a little bit, slowly stop. Powered by Homelight, right in the center of the screen.
Oh,
So it's getting information apparently from Homelight.
yeah, but with Homelight, they have Sotheby's, so I don't understand. That's crazy.
We need to track it from the source and figure out where this data is coming from. And I know this is a pain in the ass, but we have to keep track of this, which is why it's good to search ourselves from time to time.
And these are dynamic syndications, and the problem is once they syndicate it, they don't delete it. Is the problem? It's like old
So,
syndication.
yeah, and if I go to, oh God, where's the pen? If I go to the website portion of here, where you, out of the AI and into the website,
Yeah, go back to the search. Yeah,
where did that go now?
it's one tab back.
Here we go. Okay, so if you go to
All.
and I go to, where was the website?
There it is right below there. So the Herm group, keep going down. Okay. So you have Herm group, and then you have two business profiles here. You have your personal
So-
business profile.
Yeah, this right here is, I think, the EXP one. Yep.
Okay, that would be under business.google.com, and it looks like you might have control over that. And we can talk about that if you want to on a tech hour, or we
Okay.
can maybe pull off a little bit later and do that today. But that looks like you might have control over that. We'll see. So then we have Sotheby's, we have Yelp, we have Facebook.
Yeah, and Yelp has EXP Realty, and I don't know why.
So we got to get into the Yelp, we got to get into the Homelight.
Uh-huh.
Selling North Florida
Homelight-
homes,
Yeah, that's mine.
and then the hermgroup.com. So you have two websites.
So that
Working there.
website is not existent anymore.
Let's click on it, see where it
Yeah,
goes.
click
That's
on
the
it.
EXP. This is the EXP.
Hold on just a second.
The issue might be how you redirected that domain name
Yeah.
to that page.
I'm not
You could
using
say-
that domain name anymore. I'm not using it.
Do you own it?
Yes.
Not anymore.
own it?
I haven't paid for it, like I said, like 3 years. All done? Okay.
When
you
we have
own
a
the
tech
domain
hour,
name-
let's dig into this on a tech hour where I can get on your computer with you and help you out. Because
Okay.
it seems like there's some things that are misfiled that we
Yeah.
might be able to sort out pretty quickly. But I'm glad we did this exercise because we didn't know that we had things misfiled.
Yeah, this is like not even, and I mean, he was on my team, but he's not even a realtor anymore. So,
Well, let's not talk about them because this is a live podcast and we don't want to make
yeah.
anybody
So
sound like they're
anyways, I
bad.
mean, yeah. So this is in Homelight. I mean, I can go on there. I know on Homelight, I am not EXP. I know because I'm on there a lot. It says Sotheby's. So I don't know why the Yelp.
Well, and I think Mert was alluding to this. They at some point it got syndicated out
Mhm.
that you were previously, and they never updated the syndication.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where some of the stuff, it's good to go see what's been swept under the rug and pull it back out and clean it up. And that's what this whole profile building is doing, because when the AI snippet comes up, if people see you in 2 or 3 different places, they're gonna think your data is unreliable and they'll
Yeah.
go list with Stephanie down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And we control we have 3 types of media. We have owned media that we own and control. We have paid media, which is our advertising, which we also control. We have our earned media, which is what people say about us and what reputation we have. We don't directly control it, but we influence it. We influence it by how good of a job we do and whether we treat people well. And so when we get a 1-star review, that was earned media. Somehow we earned that, or somebody's just grumpy. And then when we get a 5-star, we earned that. And when we get return business, we earn that. So there's 3 types of media we have to be watching for. This website was probably at one point it was owned media, but we've stopped owning it and we need to get it taken down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
still hanging out there, which I think moved it to earned media. Because now it's just lingering and it looks a little funky.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else want to run the gauntlet here? Or have any other questions about stuff?
What are you building pages on?
What am I building pages on? I'm building out Real Geek sites like crazy right now. I don't have my post-it in front of me, but like in the last 2 weeks, I've built huge numbers of pages. I'm redesigning one site right now, and it's actually the Houston site that we share with Leslie, um, because Houston changed what data they're populating, what data they're putting out, and I'm actually rebuilding one of the Florida sites too this way. Instead of having 18 sidebar issues, we can have like 60 some odd sidebar links. So because it got rebuilt, I can now go back and refresh all of that. I'm going to go through my Austin site and I'm going to put little snippets about each city. I had AI write snippets about each city, including keywords. So, like, if you want to find out a little bit about, the city of Austin, here's some data, here's some information. If you want to find out about, Georgetown, here's some data and information. Trying to get some rich content in there for each one of them. I'm also trying to push my today's DFW site, which is a blogging site for the Dallas Fort Worth area, and try to get that to tie in better with Texas Pride Realty because they refer to each other, but I'm not getting a lot of back and forth with it. So those are kind of things on my whiteboard for the next 2 or 3 months to really focus on is building out more sites, rebuilding the sites we have, focusing specifically on Austin, East Texas, and getting the blog site to work back, the WordPress blog to refer back better to Texas Pride Realty. And just loving the hell out of this. Just building. I put out something yesterday. I'm the nerdy one who didn't go out and play football and get hit in the head. So I'm the one these days that people are calling going, hey, how do you fix this spreadsheet? How do you fix this website? So maybe there's something to being a nerd. Maybe there's something to being, techie. And I think
Question.
Michael going, yeah, Michael, you're probably maybe in the same boat. Kyler, you got your
Uh,
hand up.
yes, question. So going back to Rob's videos or the whole idea of videos and SEO, I just went on my YouTube and can see that you can edit like your descriptions and titles and all that. Is
You're
there
sure.
any I don't know if I want to share my screen right
Okay.
now. Is there any danger in going back and changing that if the video was posted, I don't know, even a year ago, just to boost your SEO?
If it's not performing, it's not performing. Change the asset around to make it perform.
Okay, so in theory, we could go through, I mean, we could all go through and work like packet full of keywords and names and all that kind of stuff, and it should show up in the Google search.
It should help.
In
It should help it.
theory.
Yes. Yes.
No,
Okay.
give
So
that to me.
So it's like your website. When you make a change to it, Google likes to see that your website's having changes made to it, which is one of the reasons we like to list the properties as the newest listing first, because that's always updating. So if you go back and make changes to your YouTube channel, Google likes to see that there's action happening on your YouTube channel. So
Gotcha.
making changes, unless you're removing something that was actually giving you traffic, then making changes shouldn't really harm you in any way. Hopefully, it would improve I guess your views, your traffic.
Okay.
Here's
so
a,
if
And
you
here's a tip.
then
Go ahead, Bob.
go ahead.
Oh,
there was someone mentioned, I don't know if it was you, Mert, or Rob, but you mentioned SEO, GEO, and then there was one last one. What the heck are those?
AI,
I know SEO,
AIO.
but the other ones.
AEO.
Yeah.
AEO.
AEO. Cool.
It gets to be EIEIO. Literally everything's got its own, version of it. It's the same theory. You want to make things rank. You want to use keywords in your YouTube work. I don't get paid by anybody to say any names. I love TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a great way to get tags, to get suggestions on how to improve your videos. It can use some AI to help you craft the titles and the descriptions and things like that. TubeBuddy, no matter what they charge you, is worth it. No matter what they charge you, pay it.
here's a
It's
crazy video
been a
tip
great
that
product.
might or might not apply to anybody. But 15 years ago, I was the SEO guy for Staples, and Quill had a brand, the Office brand, the Dunder Mifflin, the Office TV show.
Yeah.
So they bought the brand name and they made they outsourced like crowdsourced a Super Bowl video. So people made funny videos of Super Bowl commercials for Dunder Mifflin. Of course, we didn't have the money to $3 million to put it on Super Bowl, so we got a local channel TV and we put the video up there, and it was funny, but we had zero national coverage to it. So what I did was, and this is the part about Kyler, this is about your part about you were telling me about changing stuff. Throughout the Super Bowl, I went in and I had a list of titles and descriptions. I constantly changed titles and descriptions every 15 minutes. And the reason why I did that was to constantly make sure that it's showed at the top, because Google has a query deserves freshness algorithm that it pushes to the top every time you update and edit things on the pages. So it constantly pushed it up. It constantly pushed it to the top. It constantly put it up there. So it's a short-term trick. But say if something important is happening in your local town, say like a local candidates are debating each other at a certain hour, and you want to make a video about that. If you constantly change the content of that page, and Google will go crazy and just re-edit, because in YouTube it's constantly pinging for edits and new videos constantly. So that actually the trick that people use for current events part.
Are
But
you able to schedule, just like you can schedule a video to post, can you schedule those edits, or were you
I think
physically
the
going in every
API you
15 minutes?
can, but I was manually doing it at the time. I didn't have time for the API, but there's an API where you can change the description and titles through the API. But there's only so many per month do they allow that, and that is amount has been limited for the video file itself.
Okay,
You can do it
gotcha.
through API, but
But
there's
if
a
you do it in
limited amount
person,
of
there's no
changes.
limit.
There's a higher limit for descriptions and titles,
In
but the
person.
video files themselves, they limit that change in the video file a lot less.
Fascinating.
With
See,
API.
that's right there the kind of guerrilla marketing tactic that I'm just so proud to know people who know that shit. That's great.
Sorry, guys. I know it doesn't apply, but it would apply to local events, local festival, local carnival, stuff like that. Like stuff that's happening and people are searching for in a certain time period. That's when that strategy applies really, really well for because it only applies to small periods of time. But like that Dunder Mifflin video had passed 3 Coldwell Banker Super Bowl commercials that they did that year, and they spent $10 million. We barely spent $100,000 or less for that promotion at that point.
So
So you
where,
can,
what are you changing the titles? Is it the title of the video you're changing?
yeah, the title of the video and the description of the video is what we're changing constantly. Even if you just change the title, it wouldn't matter. But I was changing everything constantly just for the heck of it, just
How,
to make sure that Google constantly re-indexed it and re-pushed it up at the end.
so how much of a change would you write? Just like change just a couple of words?
Yes. I mean, we just rebuilt I just copy pasted like cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste. That's all I was doing at that point. Like cut, select all, paste, cut, select all, paste. I was just putting up new, rewritten version of the same titles at that point.
Wow.
I know it's a
Kudos to you.
crazy
That sounds
tactic, but it's
like
a
a
very
lot
good
of work.
tactic.
Yeah,
It was
but
a
you
lot
know
of
what
work, but
though?
it got a million views.
But if you're trying
Yeah,
to do
fantastic.
if you're trying to push like a first-time homebuyer class and something like that, you want to get it out in front of people, that might be a good way to get the viewership up.
Hmm.
If you're having an event coming up, um, just constantly change, update that, update that.
And how frequently and for how long would you do that, Mert?
I mean, I was just doing it for 15 minutes because I was trying to apply it to a 3 hour period, if that makes sense. But
Mm,
the less popular events, you can do it once a day. That should be fine. I'm just
mm,
saying, but because the Super Bowl is only a 3 hour event, that's
yeah.
why I was constantly changing to 15 minutes just to get that 3 hours in, was the whole point, 4 hours in. So that year I didn't watch the Super Bowl, so to speak.
No, you
But
worked
yeah,
the Super
Michael,
Bowl and you made money for your client, I'm sure.
for less popular event, for a much less popular event or local events, once a day or twice a day should be fine. Or and that would go on for a week. Like that effect technically for more long tail keywords should take you there for at least 4 or 5 days to change it once. But the point is, if you change it more often, and if the event is more popular, you should change the frequency based on the event popularity, in my opinion.
So what I'm showing you right now is Google Trends that you can go in and find out what's trending. Now there are certain stories you don't want to trend with, and there are certain stories you could. So like Mert's talking about Super Bowl, if you're in an area where you have a sports team who's in a playoff or something like that, you could make videos about that team with that title and also talk about how to live near the stadium, things like that. You can come up with ways to make your work pertinent. And if you're competing against one of your, let's say your competitor is having their big festival, and we won't mention whose competitors those are, but let's say that there's a huge, uh, banana CRM company is having the big festival. you can make a video comparing your product to Banana CRM and go in and change that each time somebody's looking up that product, you show up. Michael, Jed. So this is sort of, I'm sorry, I just saw your video flip off there. These are things that we could be doing to get in front of more people. If something's going on in Portland or something's going on in wherever in Dallas, we should be doing these things. And some of the trends you don't want to be near, and some of them you do. So
Hillary Duff. Yeah. Throw that in everything.
Michael,
Right.
for real geeks purposes, since you asked that question, for real geeks purposes, the stats we had on market reports, like in our old site builds, we used to add the market report for each page. Like we used to add market report statistics in addition to the listings too. So because we used to have a box for market report statistics and content pages, that also was constantly changing the page too. So you can actually technically pin Google for the important pages too, and just re-push them up because there's a content change constantly. If there was like a last updated schema tag on real geek sites, that would have been very valuable. That would tie them to your IDX pings. Like every time you ping the IDX and there's a new listing on the page, or there's a way to determine the change on the IDX feed for that page, and put in like a last updated schema, that would help everybody. Because to Google, it would show that, hey, the page has changed, come back and reindex it. It's a new page, and new content. So that actually gives you at least 3 to 4 days up. I threw my own glasses out of my face. So so yeah, it would give you like a 3-4 day for at least like a temporary boost to those pages. If you could tell Google that the page is constantly being updated and changed, is the point, even with the IDX feed, if nothing else. Sorry, go ahead, Bob.
No, this is where you say something and I go, oh, that's really cool. Let's see how we can implement this. So one thing we've been toying with, and most of us know each other through Tom Ferry or through other places, doing like an in-person, everybody bring your computer and let's work on this stuff together session. We go to so many lecture sessions where we take pictures of slides and we scribble fast notes and we're told, hey, go home and figure this out. And you have to go back, hopefully, with your coach who maybe does tech hours, maybe doesn't, and you have to try to figure this out. I would love to get into the lab practical session, not the lecture class, but let's go into the lab, throw our computers open, and work together. There was a company called Active Brain that used to go around the country, and they would have 50 people in a room. The internet would always die, but I mean, 50 people in a room. We'd open our computers and we'd actually do the work. And they had proctors walking around the room, pointing at your screen, showing you how to use it. What is it we do? And we have like a half day on SEO and a half day on AI and a half day on some CRM or whatever. And we do this. And we're thinking about maybe doing it the day before Summit, or maybe doing one session over here in the UK, doing something like that where people can get together, sit in a room, and we all work, and then go out and have a nice dinner afterwards. Would people be interested in that?
I love the old days
Absolutely.
of Active Brain. Yeah, I like the Active Brain sessions we
Yeah.
used to have too.
So like
Even
maybe,
even though you can't see me, yeah, I was part of that whole Rainmaker Active Rain. I was
oh God,
heavily
yeah.
participated. I went to a bunch of sessions. They had them. I'm in Silicon Valley. They came here pretty heavily. That was like 10, 15 years ago, but
Yeah,
probably
Bob
more than
Stewart.
that.
Yeah, Bob Stewart used to come around the world and go around the country and do it. And I got so much out of just sitting there having him, everybody work together. And there were some people who were more advanced, they could help the person who's lagging behind. But like if we had, a couple of us out walking around the room helping you do stuff and a theme for the day, you could say, hey, my CRM isn't working this way. My page is not helping. And if RG wanted to be there, great, whoever. I'm not looking for sponsorships or anything like that. But if we had people in the room who could help each other, rather than just sitting in front of a 30-minute, presentation with slides that you'll get in a couple days and taking the pictures, it may be more effective to try, and we could spawn ideas off of each other. Some of the best ideas I've gotten are when somebody sneezed and turned left and we're like, holy crap, we could do that. Let's do this. Let's see what this does. I've been writing pages on websites about the local airport, how to fly in, what airlines service the airport, and see Bob McCraney when you get there to buy a house, because people are searching for the airlines and the airports. People are searching for which cities, you know, compare Carrollton to Plano to Frisco, which city would I live in? Write it up, have pictures of each. Make notebook LM sort of graphics for it, put those out there, make videos. How can we find new and unique ways to be discovered using the products we already have? What is it that people are searching for? What I did a whole series of, you know, DART Rail, which is the Dallas Area Rapid Transit, and I did um, um, uh, what am I trying to say? I did searches around each of the stations. And so if you want to live near this station, here's all the homes that are near the station. If you want walking distance to this station, here's all the homes around that station. I did a little circle search. What am I trying to say here? Around each of the stations so that people could have a walkable lifestyle in Dallas-Fort Worth, which doesn't really have a lot of walking people because it's so hot. But that sort of thing is just a different way to be seen. And I use Dart's meta description and meta tags for each of the stations in my list. What is it we can do to be seen differently? What is it we can do to be in a keyword search that we wouldn't normally show up in? And this is where I will shine up Real Geeks, even though I don't get paid by them. I will shine them up and say they give us this ability more than most other brands.
And I will say, none of us in this room are going to be number 1 through 10 on Google when they search for real estate in your city or a realtor in your city. We're not going to beat Zillow, Trillo, and Houston, where I'm at. The Houston Association Realtors comes up number 1 every time. We're not going to beat those, but with the long tail keyword searches, we can be number 1 for a school district or, you know, a zip code or, you know, homes in this neighborhood on a corner lot with a pool type of thing. You know, if we think further along than just that city or that neighborhood, we have much more opportunity to actually generate business for ourselves. And by the way, people searching by those long tail keywords, they know what they're looking for. Those people are more likely to be a serious buyer than someone that says $1 million homes, Dallas, Texas, which I love the traffic, but that's 1.5% of the market in Dallas, Texas. And there are, what, 30,000 agents who want to compete for that? That's not where my bread and butter is.
Yeah. Yeah. So be thinking about where are the hospitals, where are the universities, where are the transit centers, where are the airports, where are the things people would look for and want to live near? Where are the mixed use communities? Where are the farms? What is it we can do different that other people are not doing? Zillow and Realtor are real good about the big picture. Dallas, Texas homes, great. But they don't have corner lots, cul-de-sac lots, near the mall. They don't have that sort of level. So when somebody's doing the long tail, does everybody understand long tail keywords? A short tail keyword would be Dallas, Texas homes, three words, boom. Long tail would be Dallas, Texas homes on a corner lot. It's longer than 3 words and it's more specific. And the use intention and the buy intention is higher on long tail keywords than short. So the more our websites can rank for the long tails, the better. That's where I want to try to find long tails no one else is thinking of.
And
it just takes a little bit of us talking and maybe some mixed drinks, which I don't drink anymore, but y'all get drunk and tell me stuff, and then I'll buy. And I'll first round I'll buy. And then you just tell me stuff, and Mert and I and Leslie will go back and write it and work with it.
But you can beat your competition with a simple Google alert, your city economy and your city real estate, and you'll get 10 blog posts twice a day from what's going on. And the best way when it comes to real estate, you'll get what the new developments that are being built, then go build out that Real Geeks page. Because other agents aren't doing that. You know, I got in trouble. I got Bob in trouble years ago, back before we had Real Geeks, because I built out a website all on my own, didn't know anything about HTML, but there was this high-rise building called the Royalton in Houston. And when you search for the Royalton condos for sale, I was number 1. And the people who owned the Royalton called Bob because he was my broker and yelled at Bob but they didn't do it. Nobody else was doing it. So when you have a new development coming in, be the first one to build out that page. If you do a Google alert, you will know when those new developments are coming. So you can do that ahead of time and Google will find you first. And for economy, you'll know when new businesses are coming. Write blog posts about that. Where would they be moving to? Where's that new?
I was about to go into that.
Yeah.
So I've been going into ChatGPT with some of you, each of you in your areas that I work with. What are the top 20 businesses moving into Dallas-Fort Worth and what are the top 10 businesses moving out? And then I have blog writers in our production spreadsheets that write about all 20 of the new ones and all 10 of the old ones moving out, and mentioning that I can help you with moving in or moving out of the area. Come to Texas Pride Realty. It'll have deep links into my site, and trying to capture. And those are, by the way, those are great LinkedIn posts, because LinkedIn is where business people hang out. So having that sort of blog about the businesses leaving or coming in and my company together helps build the credibility. If we did it with new construction, what if I had a page that mentioned D.R. Horton and Dries and a couple other home builders together with me as the agent? How would that work? Now, obviously, I'm not saying I work for any of those people, but I'm mentioning where their communities are. And by the way, call Texas Pride Realty to find out more. That sort of thing is where the LLMs, the large language models, can help us with some of the research. We can put it into Notebook LM and make some graphics, get a blog put up super quick. And Leslie is absolutely right. Having that alert helps us go create the new blog. Because a lot of what we do is building out cities and neighborhoods and counties and stuff like that, that we can do through our MLS data. But the rest of it is blogs that connect everybody to that MLS data. Okay. And that's where, and I'll just say this, none of the people on this call have this, they're guilty. No matter what CRM IDX company you have, if you don't move into the IDX and actually build it out, you're not going to do well. You've got to actually go into the website and put some life into it. It's like building a new construction house. And 2 years later, you complain that the house is not comfortable. You never put a bed in the back room. You never moved into the kitchen. You just built a house. You know, the home builder built you the house. You got what you paid for, but you never moved into it and made it your own. Of course, it's not comfortable. You're sleeping on the floor. Let's have the website look like you and have information that you can use.
Your website is a living part of your business. It grows. If you want your business to grow, your website should be growing with it.
And all this while you're out there selling real estate. While you're out there driving around, selling homes, dealing with a buyer who doesn't want to talk to you, the seller, the listing agent who doesn't call you back, the inspector who's like running late. We get it. That's what we get. That's where you have us help you out. So.
Yeah, that's why we have you, Bob. You're just gonna do it for us. Am I good?
Yep.
Cool.
Hashtag time blocking.
Time blocking, yes. I'm taking 2026 as my time block. Everybody else, bugger off. Yeah. So, and when we get in trouble, we call Jed and Michael, and they help us out. So, anybody have? We got like 2 or 3 more minutes here. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to work on in the next month so that when we get back together, you've made progress?
Wow, I already have a laundry list already. So
Search sites to go hunt down and find. You and Roseanne should be accountability buddies on finding those search sites. Anybody else?
I don't know if anybody would be interested, but Bob and I love Notebook LM and how we use it for blogging, for data, for infographics. So y'all want a class on that? I'm good. Like, we love that. We use it every day.
Yeah, I've been using it a lot. And the shorts get a lot better views.
Yeah.
After I run it through Opus.
One last tip, if anybody wants to run, I put a post about on Real Geeks group, but if anybody wants to run long content on a subdivision page, make sure that the page is only optimized for subdivision name only without the word real estate or homes for sale. If you're gonna write long content about subdivisions or condo buildings or such. Or even, yeah, pretty much those. I just want to say that there. If you write long content to subdivision homes for sale, it's kind of hurting you right now. I just want to say that to you guys.
Is that the same for neighborhoods? So just like any type of specific neighborhood
Any
content?
neighborhood, condo building, whatever, like if you want to write content about it, don't put the word homes for sale in title tag.
Okay.
Just put subdivision name or condo building name. Then you'll rank for the condo building name, but not word. If you put the word homes for sale, then Google's classification is changing. So they only want listings there. They don't want anything else because it's an e-commerce search from their perspective. So I just want to say that.
And we all serve the Google God.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Sorry, I apologize. Enjoy your
No,
time.
we do.
Hey, Bob or Mert, do you guys ever create pages that do something like homes homes built 5 years ago or less, 5 years old, 10 years less. Do you deal those? Okay.
Yes.
I do too.
Yes.
It's some of my biggest landing pages, correct? Well, anyway, I got to tell you, and then Michael can listen to this. I've been going back and forth with Real Geeks for the last week, and they told me that's over. So now they had to rebuild all my links because I just got off the phone with them about an hour ago. And now they no longer use the field 5 years max or 10 years max. So those are all gone. And then now they have it built year
Year
after.
built max. Year built min equals 1965. Year built max equals 2000. You can use those in almost
Correct.
every MLS.
No, I get that. That's there. But a lot of times I just have homes built within the last 5 years. Yeah, I use that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can't use that anymore.
Yeah,
That's gone.
If the data from your MLS that goes into Real Geeks, if they've changed that, those links will be broke. Like that's not going to show up anymore. Then that happens, especially as these MLSs start to merge with each other and try to form a uniform type of data thing. And we're going to see a lot more of that. I can tell you, the Houston Association of Realtors, the MLS they're trying to be the MLS for the state. Like, and so that's why when you search for properties in Texas, almost probably a good 95% of the time, the Houston Association of Realtors shows up number one, not number
Yeah.
2, 3, or 4. Number one. Doesn't matter which, even though it says Houston, doesn't matter which, it's showing up all over Texas. And we're seeing that in Florida is going to do that too, I think, is they're looking at merging their MLSs there as well. So we're going to see a lot more of that, which is going to change the data and it may break some of your links. So just keep track of your MLS to see when they're doing things like that.
Yeah, that was part of my thing. And I wanted to give Real Geek, I mean, even though it broke a lot on my site, they were able to, because I talked to them, because obviously something that's built, you say 5 years ago, now it's 2021. Well, they actually went in and already fixed all the broken links. Not all of them, but all the ones that the searches that were created. So they did that. Now, which I told them, I quit other companies before because of something similar to that, or I had 60,000 leads and they broke it and they didn't fix it. And that killed my business back right before I went to Real Geeks. So I was going to give them a little kudos there at the same time.
We'll help you. I want to give Michael and Jed the last couple minutes. Is there any updates from Real Geeks you want to tell us about?
Google verified leads. That's
it.
the new thing.
Explain that a little bit for the folks that don't understand.
Well, now the leads that come into the system, they have the opportunity to basically it's a two-factor authentication. They can get a text message with a 4-digit code. Once they add that to their system, they become actually verified. So if you see a lead inside your CRM now that has a blue check mark, and everybody just loves that out there these days, that lead has been verified. You send and receive text messages. That is their actual number so that you can talk to them.
And I'm not going to share screen because I don't want to put people's phone numbers out on a web search or on a view. But yes, I'm looking at mine right now, and there are several with, some of them have a lock beside them, and some of them have the blue check mark. What does the lock mean? Explain the lock to people.
The lock means that they are not verified at all. So basically, when they go to the website now, they can log in, they can look at properties, but they only get to see 3 images of the properties that are out there. Now you're not held to that standard as far as them not being able to see more than 3 properties. You can actually go in and you can do a bulk unlock so that they can actually, the leads that you actually have in your CRM, they can still go in and view all the properties on the website just like normal before. It's just better to have it verified because, they're hot. That's, that they're in there looking through your system and they want to get the messages.
And correct me if I'm wrong, all those leads before we start doing verify, those will all have a lock until they come back in to verify, right?
Correct. Just like I said before, they'll look at 3 images and then on the 4th, they'll get a little box. Isn't that right, Schmitty? They get a little box pops up and ask them to verify their phone number. And if they do say something about that, you can actually go to the lead detail page, and that little kebab at the end of all the little icons where text and chat and all that stuff is, if you click on that, there'll be a link there that says unlock lead. So you can unlock that lead, which will basically just take that padlock and unlock it, and they can view all the images. But once again, if they want to be verified, they do have to go through the 2-factor authentication.
Love it.
We're seeing a lot
good
of great
stuff.
return from existing customers. People are coming back and verifying even if they've been on the site for a year or more. So you might have people in your database that are just sitting there and maybe they come back to the site on a whim and they see that and they give you a valid number to get in contact with.
Excellent. Thank you both for being here. Thank you everybody for being here. I got to jump at the top of the hour. We will let you know if we figure out the in-person event. If we do, we'd love to have RG be part of it if you'd like to. And if not, that's great. And we'll see you all next month. And some of you I will see next week on Coaching Calls. Take care.
Thank you all
Thank
so
you.
much. This was